Hey everybody, welcome back to Freedom Algo. Hope everybody had an amazing weekend. Looking forward to today's stream. I just got back from taking the dog for a walk, so I gotta finish charting this out here. Hopefully everybody had an amazing weekend. Let me know, how was your weekend? How was everybody's weekend? I had a great weekend. Really good, actually. Alright. I'm going to zoom out here just so I can get a better look at this. Hello, hello. Good to see you all in the chat. Good to see you, Daryl, Dan, Antagonist, and Minikai. Good to see you all. Good to see you all. Antagonist. Oh, man. You guys always get me with the names. That's funny. I don't think I've seen you in the chat before, but welcome. Welcome. Oh, dang. Sorry to hear that, Daryl. Sorry to hear that. But hopefully in some ways it was relaxing. Man, I didn't even know that people were really still getting that. Like, anyway. I'm not going to say the word because then probably get flagged by the channel, so I'm not going to say the word, but yeah, I didn't even know that people were still having problems with that. I thought that was kind of all right, but welcome everybody. If you're in the stream, please give the video a like. We are going to go for our target today. We're going to try to get 50 likes. We got 7 right now. We're going for 50 likes. We do have a pretty cool number of subscribers. We got 4777, so that is awesome. But let's see. So this would be a pretty ambitious goal, but let's see if we could get to 4,800 subscribers on stream today. That's a pretty big goal. That would be 23 more subscribers. So that's a pretty ambitious goal. And then for likes, yeah. Oh, hey, and welcome everybody. Hey, Kenneth, hey, real quick. This is for you, Ken. I did send you a message on School, so definitely check your messages. I think that you somehow accidentally left the Discord, so just wanted to share that with you real quick. I was trying to get a hold of you, so go check your messages real quick. I think you somehow accidentally removed yourself from Discord, so I messaged you on School. All right, anyway, good to see you in the chat, Project Panic. Good to see you, Roel. Good to see you. Good morning. And let's see who we got. GP30, new here. Awesome. Awesome. I'm glad that you saw some of the strategy over the weekend, and I'm glad you're here. J2001, howdy, howdy. Good to see you. And we got, oh, cool. Antagonist, we got Roland. All right, cool. Good to have you here, Roland. Good to have you here. That's good to have you here. Hey, Danny. Not much, man. Just got back from a walk with the dog. Really nice weather here today in the Pacific Northwest, so excited for today. All right, cool. So let's just get right into it. If anybody's here and you haven't liked the video, please like it now. We're trying to get to 50 likes today. Subscriber-wise, we're trying to get to 4,800. So let's see if we can do it. Hey, Matt, good to see you. Good to see you, Dr. Footballhead. Man, we got a whole crew today. We got a whole crew. Good to see everybody. All right, so let's start going through the chart real quick, and I'll show you some of the trades. I'll show you the ones that I took as well. Okay, so let me see here. Hey, good to see you, Jeffrey. Good to see you. So we had a little micro range in the overnight session, but there was a gap down. So whenever there's a gap down like this, you expect that you're going to probably fill it, unless the gap is enormous. Sometimes if the gap is enormous, you're not going to fill it. So we closed on Friday up here, and then we opened last night right down here. So there's a big gap on the chart, and you can see this dotted brown line. That is our gap that just stretches across the chart here. The yellow line, the little yellow dotted line, that is just where the price opened this morning at 6:30. So basically here, 6:30 Pacific time, by the way. So we came down, we were sideways here. We had this little channel up, close outside, move to a new high. What time was this at? This was not at a time that you'd be trading. There's a second entry short here, but not at a time that you'd be trading. There's even, and then there's a lower high that fails. But this is the thing. it's because we were forming some sort of an up channel here, like a spike in channel. And that's not a lower high you'd take anyway. It's right into the EMA after your first attempt out of it. But there is a second entry there. I don't think you'd take these trades though. You'd want to be careful in the overnight. And then after that, when I came in this morning, we were making this little top right here. Let me zoom in. And so what we ended up with was a double top there that was matched with this high. And then it reversed down a little bit. Now, I had this little channel drawn here that we get a close outside and then a really sharp move up to a new high in the pre-market. And at that point, I did draw this channel. Oh, wait, that moved on me. I did draw this channel at that point as a possible wider spike in channel. You can see spike channel. And basically, because we have a touch there, and there, and then we get this one here. So as we made the new high, we form this little channel. We make another double top. So at this point, there's another double top. This high was 6296, and this one was also 6296. So at this point, you restart your count, and you get a pullback. You get a first entry, pullback, second entry long, picture perfect. Doesn't really get any better than that type of signal bar for a long. Like it doesn't really get better than that type of signal bar. Like it's above the EMA, closes above the EMA, really bullish. Clearly it rejected the price going lower there. Confirmed that the trend line is definitely still in play here, and it goes up. Now it doesn't go all the way to a new high. And you do have to be aware of the fact that we got to close outside a new high, and then a double top, which is kind of like a lower high, and then it went lower. So you do have to be aware of the fact that this wider channel is sort of secondary to what we had earlier. But I still think that it's a very good setup, and it's worth taking. There's a higher low here, but at that point it's moved too far to take a higher low. So you don't want to take the higher low. And you see, you would have lost that trade if you did take the higher low. And because it forms a second entry short. So you have a new low, first entry short, pullback, second entry short right here. Now, I don't think you want to take the second entry short because you're still expecting you might get a new high, but it is there, and it just dumps down on everybody, traps all the people who took the higher low. And again, that's why you don't take a higher low after a setup when it's moved that far. And you can see it has moved pretty far at that point. I mean, it already came all the way up. Like, this move was already 3.5 points from the high of this candle. It tapped the close, yesterday's close, and rejected there. You don't want to take that higher low. It's just a bad trade. So some people probably took this higher low, and I think that they were mistaken if they did that. So hopefully that wasn't one of you. Hopefully nobody took a loss there. But then it dumps down, and you get this tight channel. And I did take this long. This was my first trade of the day. Really nice setup. A lot of people in my group did take that trade. And real quick, if you're new here, please give the video a like. We're trying to get the stream up to 50 likes today. We got 16 right now. Pretty sweet. We're trying to get to 4,800 subscribers today, which would be a really ambitious target, but let's do it. Let's do it. And I'm going to go over the rest of these trades in just a second here, and then we'll talk about what's going on in the live market too. But real quick, before I get into it, just if you're new here, I got a link tree in the chat. It's also in the description. There's a free trading Discord that you can join. Links to my other channels like Instagram and TikTok. Obviously, YouTube is there. If you open up YouTube and you want to learn more about like my strategies, I do have a video on here. If you scroll down, where is it? Right here. This one that says price action trading full course, beginner to advanced. This one is a really long video. It's almost 4 hours long. You can see there. I'm trying not to hover over it because every time I do it, it starts playing. But it's over 4 hours long, so check that out. And then if you want to learn my actual strategy, you can go here to the paid school community. It's only $99 a month. And this has everything. So there's a whole video on what's all involved, but you can see there's an entire community tab in here. And in here, I post the daily chart updates. So throughout the whole session, like here's that second entry we were just talking about. And we were chatting about this in the paid Discord. The Discord comes with the paid community. So you get access to the exclusive section of my Discord where we actually post all these charts and go over the live market. So we were going through, and you can see like I'm charting this out throughout the session. So you can learn in real time. And then there's a whole calendar of events, our live stream schedule, our calls, everything going on. We have a private calls for this group every week for training. And then everything's recorded and put in here for those calls. And then also there's an entire price action course, literally everything you need to know to trade this style. And all these are expandable, and they all come out. There's like a whole bunch of sections in here. So anyway, that's where you can learn everything. So let's get back over to these trades. That's cool, J2001. I hope you liked the course. Yeah, that course actually has sections from my paid course, but the paid course is way more comprehensive, obviously. You know what I got right here? The giant mug. This thing is iconic. The giant bowl mug. Drinking some green tea here that I let sit for too long, and now it's kind of cold. But what are you gonna do? All right. So then, next thing here, we come down. We get a close outside and a new low all at once on this green bar. And this is a way more advanced trade. So this is not for most people, but I'm gonna talk about this one. Right here. So this is a pretty decent setup, but it's a little risky. So you have a move down, you have a new low and a close outside of this down channel right here. And then you get an equal low here, right? And it reverses. Now, it's not really a normal engulfing bar. Really, you want this to tick one tick lower. If this ticked one tick lower, it would have been a better setup. But it didn't. It gave an equal low. So now you have basically a double bottom here. But it's like a triple test off this level right here. And you can even drag this over a little further and say we've tested that level a few times. So there's like a triple test there. It is, you could treat this like a double top and see this like a first entry, second entry long above this red bar. Now that's not a good signal bar, but you have a double bottom here. So if you entered one tick above this red bar right here on the engulfing bar, then you're entering a second entry long on the engulfing bar as a trap. Now again, it's not perfect because it didn't tick lower there. So most people should not take this trade, but I just wanted to mark it because I know someone's going to ask me about it. There's reasons to like along there, but it's not a sure thing. So I wanted to just check that out. You met my pet snake. Where? I don't see my snake. Oh, I thought my snake was out. I don't see her. I don't see her. I don't see her. But yeah, you met her on the. You must have met her on the course. Oh, do I have her in the course? That's hilarious if I do. I don't remember showing her on there, but maybe I did. All right, so then this thing cruises up, and then you get. Did this move on me? You get a close outside here. Doesn't break lower, and then you get a new high right here. You can, even if you did draw this like over here, it doesn't really matter. You get a close outside and a new high, and then you get a pullback and you get a lower high here. Now, this is this lower high is a second entry short. It's also a failed breakout because at the time I had range highs like this. So you break out and fail, and then you come back and get a lower high. So that's a really nice one because you're taking this as a second entry short. So new low, first entry short, second entry short, also lower high after failed breakout. So really good setup overall. And my apologies to the paid community. I accidentally forgot to mark this trade originally when I posted it. I actually did take the short here, but I totally forgot to mark it. And then later on I realized, oh, I forgot to mark that trade. And then there's a failed second entry long here. So you have a new high, first entry long, second entry long. I actually called this one out in advance. Let me see, where is it? I think I called this one out in advance, like if I remember correctly. Where is it? Where is it? I'm trying to scroll back now on my other screen. Let me see. Right here. Okay, cool. So right here in my the paid Discord section, here, let me expand this. Right here. So we were looking at this chart here. Wait, where is it? I said, watch out for the failure here. So when we were coming down, it was before we even, we formed that right there. And then right after that, I said, watch out for the failure here at 6:56 a.m. Right? So if you see that 6:56 a.m. So that was just in that was in the paid school community Discord. And you can see that was like, I was saying that right here at 6:56, right here, 6:56. We broke below and we started to form this candle. And I said, watch out for the failure here. And then it broke down and the failure wasn't in play till right there. And then that's the failure because you have a pullback, first entry long, pullback second entry long below the 21 EMA where you expect a failure to form, and you're looking for a new low here on this channel right now. So that was a decent little trap, failed second entry long trap. So that was a good one. Here, let me change this music real quick. Put on one of my other tracks. We'll go with all right. So then after that, we form a new low, get a close outside. Now you don't want to go long yet because we're not really off of any key area at that point of the day. So you basically come up, you get a first entry short right here, and then you get a pullback. Below this bearish bar would be a second entry short. The only problem is it doesn't break below. So then you get this bar, and then you get this bar. Now this bar below this is still a second entry short. The only reason I don't like it is because you're now stacked sideways with 3 bars. It's not really consolidation because you don't have any dojis here, but it is a first entry. This is a close outside a new high. This is a lower high. I would have marked this as a trade, as like a lower high after a close outside and a new high, and also being a second entry short. The only reason I didn't is because the way that it stacked above the EMA right there, and the way that this didn't close low enough for me, it probably qualifies as closing in the lower 1/3, but I just think it's a little bit risky there. I think it's a little bit risky. And by the way, I did take this failure, and that was my last, that was like the last trade I really wanted. So I did have those 3 trades today. I didn't take this one here. Okay. So this one, though, I just think that if you had a better signal bar there, it was probably a valid setup. But I just didn't have a really good signal bar there, so I kind of skipped that one. Oh yeah, my bad. I didn't look at the chat there. I missed a few comments. Let me see. What was that? Yeah, so Dr. Footballhead, you were looking for a new high on your chart earlier up here. You probably just had your trend line drawn wrong over here. That's all. You probably just had it too wide. And also, you wouldn't really be looking for a new high because we already got the close outside of this channel, and this is just the move to a new high. So sometimes on the correction to a new high, which is what this is from this channel, sometimes you don't get a new high on that correction itself. So you have to be aware of that. All right, cool. So then this comes down, and then at this point now you've made a new low. You get a pull back another leg to a new low, and then this reverses. I don't think you want a long here. There's no like triple test or any sort of setup there, even though it's a really bullish bar. There is a second, it is a second entry long. Don't get me wrong. Like this high is a pullback, kind of a first entry, second entry, but this is really like a double top. It's not really a leg because this is all inside. So I don't like anything there. And yeah, this is always the 2000 tick chart on the ES. So then this cruises up. You get a first entry, second entry short. Now this one is decent, but it's risky. No way around this one. This one is risky, and there's a few reasons for that. So if we drag this level back over, this was our previous high right here, previous range high. You don't have enough room to that range high. If you measure from the bottom of this candle, there's only 1.25 ticks there. So it's risky to take a short because it might not tick through your order and you might bounce off of the level. So here you really want a lower high because you have a new low, you have a first entry short, and it is a close outside, and then it makes a new high, and you do have a second entry short. It's also possible failed breakout, but you don't know for sure that it's going to break back into the range. So what you really want here is a lower high to form back inside the range, and it never happens. So if you took that one, it's a decent setup, but it is risky. So just be aware of that. Breaks down. You get a close outside and a new low right here, and then one more leg down. So this is a second entry long above this, but this is congestion right here. It's all inside this bar. 1, 2, 3 more bars inside the bar, and this one has basically no body. So this is congestion. You can't take a trade here. You just have to sit out. Now, I had this blue line right here as an original possible big channel. It breaks out the bottom here, so I was expecting a new high here after this to go up to a new high, which it does. But eventually I did draw a slightly wider channel as a possibility, which looks like it's still in play. So I do believe that the wider channel is still in play, which gets confirmed on this swing right here. These closes, this swing. So we're now in this channel. Now, after it makes this new high, you do have this low here. So you do have a first entry, second entry short below this, but you don't get a signal bar. It's another repeat setup of this one back here, where it doesn't break below to make a second entry, and then you get these two kind of inside bars, but one of them becomes a lower high. You get the same setup right here. It's like a repeat pattern of the other one, which those tend to work out. The only problem here is that it's not a good signal bar for me. So if you had a good bearish signal bar right here, instead of this just basic doji, it would have been good. For me, I got a doji, so it looked like congestion, so I didn't want to take anything there. But if you got like a really bearish signal bar here on your chart, then that would be a pretty good one to take as a second entry short that's also kind of like a lower high after the close outside new high of the channel. So it's just playing the channel rules, playing the basic failed breakout still, possible range, move to a new high already in play. So there's some reasons to like that. All right. And if you're new here, welcome. Everybody, please give the video a like. We're trying to get this stream up to 50 likes today. We got 22 right now. So we're cruising, you know, we're cruising, but we definitely can do a lot better. So let's see if we can get up to 50 likes today. And subscriber goal is to get us to 4,800. So we need 20. That's a lot. I use NinjaTrader antagonist. I use NinjaTrader, and real quick, if you go to my YouTube channel, you'll see this here. Go to the videos on my YouTube channel, scroll down, and you'll see right here, I have my price action full course where I talk about my setup and how I do everything, what I'm using. So that's in here. It's like a 4-hour course. And then I have an actual setup guide here. It's 23 minutes long. It's a NinjaTrader setup guide, how you can set up NinjaTrader to trade it the way I do. So they're both there on the channel for you. So definitely check those out. They're also in the price action playlist in here. I did not mean to press play on that. What are you doing? Get out of here. I did not mean to press play, but they're in that playlist as well, somewhere. And if anybody wants to learn about really how I do everything, it's all in here in the paid school community for $99 a month. I'm not going to go over all of it, but it's all in there. All right. Zooming out real quick. So now we do have this kind of channel that's formed. Can't really ignore this possible channel here. So we could draw one here just to see what we're dealing with. That fits pretty nice as a possible spike in channel here within this bigger channel. You have to be aware of these types of patterns as you're getting a kind of bullish day like this, where it's kind of grinding upward. Now, do I see any trades over here? Let's take a look. I haven't marked up this section of the chart, so let's see if there's any setups. You can draw. You want to be aware of micro down channels as they're happening, even in an uptrend. There is a first entry long there. Pullback. There might be a second entry long that forms. That's breaking out the bottom of this little channel. So we might get a second entry long here, but it's not. It's kind of in no man's land. You can see it's actually a first entry. There's kind of a second entry long that failed right there because of this inside sort of bar. So it's really congested, so I don't want to take a setup here. It's pretty congested. You could look at this like a pullback first entry and look at this as the second leg. So above this bar, you could look at it more like a visual second entry, but it's a little bit, it's a little questionable there. But we'll let that price action develop. It's probably going to try to come back and test one of these levels. So we'll wait and see. We'll wait and see. Well, welcome everybody. Welcome, welcome. All right, cool. And oh, thanks Ken for replying to me on school. Just saw that. Perfect, perfect. So let me know, did anybody have any troubles today with their trading? Any spots of the chart that they want me to check out? Anything that kind of stood out to you that you are wondering about? Let me know what questions you got for me. And here, let me actually zoom out real quick. You know what I'm going to do? I want to do a further analysis while we're waiting. Oh, wait. Let's see. I got some questions here, and then I'll go back to what I was going to do. All right, so you use C-Trader. I don't know anything about C-Trader. so I can't speak to that. It has a maximum of 1,000 ticks. You need to... No, I don't trade 200. We trade 2,000 ticks. So not 200. The charts are different because it's not... Oh, it's not... Okay, I don't actually know anything about that, so I don't know what you're talking about there, but I trade the 2,000 tick chart. So does it have that as an option? Let me know. Does it have that as an option? 2,000 ticks is what I trade on the ES. That's the only chart I look at. It's the only one that I even really reference. I look at the daily chart sometimes, but I don't even have it open on NinjaTrader right now. I just look at it. Lately, I've just been looking at it on TradingView just as like a way to quickly get an idea of what's going on for the daily. I just like my NinjaTrader to just be 2,000 tick chart. I only have one tab, and it's just that. Just keeps me from like looking at anything else. All right, cool. So I want to do a further breakdown of this second entry long. And I want to talk about this a little bit more because this is basically like pretty much as good as it's going to get for you. So we can remove this channel here just to make this like easier to reference, right? This was only a possibility. It wasn't really confirmed that well. So if we just remove that channel and look at it like this. Earlier this morning, when you got this move here, you get a... So early this morning, you get a move down. Now you get this super intense spike, really tight channel that gets a close outside. It makes a new high, pulls back, makes another new high, makes a double top, pulls back, and keeps going higher. So at this point, when you keep making new highs like that and higher lows after the spike, you got to assume we have a spike and channel pattern. So it's a move up, spike, channel. And the channel is more sustainable. It's like a 45-degree angle is what you want for a trend. So it's going up. You can see the midline is in effect. And then you get this high here. It pulls back and creates an equal high. So you have a double top in play. And so you restart your count and you get a pullback and you get a first entry above this bar long. This bar comes up, then you get another leg down and you get a second entry long. It closes above the EMA. It's the first attempt back to the EMA, the 21 EMA. It's off the bottom of the channel. Perfect signal bar. Really low risk. It's a 13 tick bar. So you get into this with a 15 tick stop loss. Easy scalp. And it goes a lot further than just like 4, even 6 ticks. Like this is a nice move. I think it goes 3.5 points. Yeah, it goes a full 3.5 points. So really nice setup overall. Really nice setup. Just an easy second entry long. Now you don't know for sure that it's going to break down out of the channel there. You're just expecting this to come up and test these areas, and that's exactly what it does. So I just wanted to make sure that I talk about that one because that is a really good setup. And that's pretty much like textbook second entry long what we want to look for. Those are like the easiest types of trades when you're trading price action. All right, let's go over here, see what's going on. So we are breaking down here. We get the close outside, new low. So there you go. New low has been made on this down channel. Do we get 2 legs? Maybe. Maybe. We'll find out. So we can shrink this channel now, so it's not in the way. But we're waiting to see if we come back to this key entry point. That's, I think, what we're waiting for here. You got to be aware of a possible wider move here. Not saying that it's in play, but you have to be aware of a possibility here that this could become more of a down move. So we just got to draw that just in case. Hey, and if you're here, let's get some likes going. We got a bunch of viewers in here that have not liked the stream yet. Let's get more likes. We're trying to get to 50 today. We're at 29 right now. So if you're in here, give us a like. Let's get more people in the stream. The more likes we get, the more people get into the stream, and then we can have a good time. So let's do that. We're trying to get to more subscribers. We're at 4781. I'm hoping we can get to 4,800 today. It's an ambitious target, but I think we can. All right, so let's see. We got a question here. You asked, shouldn't my stop be at the bottom of the previous candle you mentioned on the second entry long? And it would have been... Oh, no. So let me go back and show you. No, I think you have... So when you're entering a second entry long, your stop, the arrow here is pointed to what's called the signal bar. So your stop loss is is always going to go... Here, I'll draw it out with the risk-reward tool. Where's the risk-reward tool? Risk-reward, here it is. So this is what your trade would look like. And let's just change this. Well, I don't exactly know what this would actually be, but it's something like that. Because we're going for just a little scalp here. Yeah, basically that's how it would look. So let me zoom in here so that you can see this better. So when you enter one of these trades with a second entry like this is what you're doing. Let me move that down. So basically, it comes down, you have the pullback, first entry, pullback, second entry. And so what you're actually doing here is when this bar closes, you're entering where this yellow line is. So you're putting your stop order right there, one tick above the signal bar. And then basically you drop your order there as this bar closes. This next bar opens up, and if it comes up and touches your order, it puts you into the long. And then you put your stop loss one tick below the signal bar. And then you're going, in this case, this is 4 ticks of a scalp, and then you leave a runner. Now, you don't get a runner here, but you get a scalp easy. You don't take almost any heat here. I think you take 2 ticks of heat maybe at the most. I think that's all that's there, right? Let me see. Something like that. I think it's just 2 ticks. Wait. That might... Maybe I'm wrong. I think I might have this drawn slightly too far. I was trying to draw this something more like this, but you know, it's not. I don't have the thing exact, but it's like that basically, because this bar closes at, yeah. So that's how it would look, and then this target. I have the target slightly wrong, but you're only going for 4 ticks on your scalp there. So easy though, easy, and if it ticks through, you're filled. So that's what it looks like. Hopefully that makes sense. Yeah, so the signal bar, this is the signal bar. I always have the arrows pointed to the actual signal bar. You don't actually enter on the signal bar unless it's an engulfing bar trade like this one, in which case you actually put the stop order above the bar before it. But no, you're actually entering on the bar next to the bar that it's pointed to, but the signal bar is based on where you're entering. So like in this case, you enter 1 tick below this bar, your stop loss goes up here. So you technically enter on this bar, but you enter based on this bar closing as your signal bar. So hopefully that's clear. That's how I got it set up. Will the stop loss be greater than the take profit? Yeah, most of the time, yes. Most of the time, yes, because we are scalpers. So the way that we trade is basically like this. When we take a trade, we're scalping a portion of the trade, usually about 80%. So a lot of times what you're going to do is you're going to, let's say you're trading with 5 contracts. You're going to take your trade and you're going to exit 4 of the contracts for a small profit and then move your stop loss to where you entered. So it's a risk-free runner. And the other 1 contract, if you were trading with 5, let's say, or 20% of your contracts, whatever you're trading with, 20% will be a runner that you might get a huge move on, right? So like, you might take a trade like this. Let me just show you. So if I pull up my risk reward, let's say we're going long. I'm just going to make this like 0.3 just to make this convenient. Oh, why did it move all my trend lines? Come on, dude. All right, whatever. I'm just going to leave it. But anyway, let's say this is your trade right here. You might have a pretty big stop loss like this and only a small profit target for 80%. But once the 80% gets filled, your stop loss moves to right here. And now you have a risk-free runner, in which case you might target way up here with 20% of your position. And it works out to where you're risk-free on it. And then as the move is going up, you could trail, you know, you could even maybe be targeting like way up here, let's just say, like way up here. And you could just be kind of trailing below some of the recent swings. And so now at this point, you know, let's say this move goes way up and you end up with some sort of, let's just say you end up with some sort of a trend line that looks like this, right? And you're just trailing the trend line, and then finally the price breaks down here. Well, the reality is you now got 5 points on 20% of your contracts, which is pretty sweet. You know, And your stop loss initially was only whatever it was, 2 points, you know, on all the contracts. So you took 1 point on 4 contracts, so you got 4 points right there, and then you get another 5 points on your runner, and so you actually get 9 points on the trade. Whereas, like, but your risk on it was down here, was going to be, you know, so that's kind of how that works. Like, that's how we do it as scalpers. So it's high win rate trading. You're trading with a high win rate, but yes, if you take a loss, they do hurt. So you have to be aware of that type of strategy. It's a little bit of a different style. You can do modifications. You can like go for like a 1-to-1 risk reward or do something a little bit different, but you will have a lower win rate if you do that. So be aware of that. I'm just making sure I didn't miss any questions. Okay, cool. Cool. All right, so we get the move down. This is not in play. So you get the close outside, new low, and then it reverses. Now we are expecting a possible new high here on this channel because we got the close outside. And we are still bullish overall. Now let me make sure that my trend lines aren't busted, because every time I mess around with those drawing tools, they try to break stuff on me. So let me just move this very slightly. All right, I think that's how I had it. All right, cool. All right. All right. Just checking a couple of things here. All right, I think I'm just looking at something real quick. Let me know if you got questions in the chat. And all of you who are new here, welcome. I appreciate you all. Let's get some more likes going. We're trying to get to 50 today. And I think we're pretty close. I think we can do it. All right. What do we got? 35? I think we can do better. 36? Awesome. All right, cool. So here's a question. What is a blue entry? These, by the way, these arrows are me just pointing to an area that we talked about already. They're not actually an entry. But if we have a blue arrow longs are the best type of long trades. They are high quality long trades. Best type of setups that we have. Red arrow shorts are the best type of short trades. And green arrows, if it's pointing up, are longs that are valid but not perfect. And green arrows that are pointing down are shorts that are valid but not perfect. They're more advanced trades. And so they're still good setups. And we still take them sometimes, but they're just not as good as the red and blue arrow. So that's just the system that I use with it. I kept it consistent. It's a system that I learned when I was learning from the way Mac did it. So I just wanted to stay consistent because I have the same Mac's toolbar up here. So these arrows are just built into it, and that's what I use. It just makes it convenient, so I didn't have to change any of that. Oh, the red and blue here on the tick counter are just the bid and the ask price. It's just the spread. It's the bid and the ask. So the red is ask price, blue is bid price. You can see that they're always within a tick of each other because the ES has so much volume. It basically just shows you where the bid and the asks are from the order book. So, like if you were in a trade right now, you would see, it's always moving within like a tick of each other. So if you were in a trade, if you had a limit order there, you kind of need it to tick through so that the bid gets there. Hopefully that makes sense. Let's see. And welcome, everybody. Welcome. We got a lot of people in the stream right now, so that's awesome. I appreciate you all. If it's your first time here, welcome to Freedom Algo. Appreciate you all spending some time with me today. Let's definitely get some more likes going. We're at 38. We're so close. We only need 12 more to get to 50, which is our target for the day. Subscribers, we're slacking. We're only at 4781. We're trying to get to 4800 today. It's ambitious, guys. It's ambitious, but sometimes you got to go for it. Sometimes you got to go for it. It's funny because last Friday, we like smashed our subscriber target so fast and we were like slacking on likes. So, hey, you know, just how it goes sometimes. Let's see here. I'm going to let my dog in here because he's whining like crazy. Give me 1 second. Let me get the dog. What? You want to come in? You want to come in? Oh. He didn't even want to come in. He should say he's just whining for no reason. Classic. Classic dog stuff. All right, let's see what we got here. So, I was thinking we might bounce there, but we didn't quite get there. You can see we're kind of getting a little rangy here. It's a little rangy looking. So, you can kind of see this level coming into play a bit here. But it's a little bit rangy, so we just got to be patient here. We got to wait and see. Is this level going to come into play? Possibly. Possibly. All right, let's see here. Let's get some incense going. Totally forgot. Get the office right. I think my lighter was almost out though, so let me see if it'll go. Oh, there we go. It's got enough juice. So I didn't hear much from everybody. Did everybody here have a good weekend? Wherever you are, I hope it was awesome. Hope you had nice weather like we did. I actually did some hot springs. That was a lot of fun. There we go. Yeah, for sure. He's still whining out there. I opened the door for him. He didn't even want to come in. He's still whining. I'm like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? He's torn between. Yeah, it was pretty hot here, too. Pretty hot here. And actually, the day that I went to the hot springs, it was like in like the mid-90s because it was in the high elevation desert. Like about over an hour from where I live. There's a bunch of hot springs by me. Pretty much all over the Cascade Mountains. There's hot springs. Like there's a lot of them. I am near Mount Hood, so I'm out near Mount Hood in the northwest. So in Oregon, pretty close to Mount Hood, and I love it. I love it here. I'm real into snowboarding, so it's a lot of fun for me. And where's everybody else at? Let me know. If you're new here, let me know where you're watching from. Curious where you're watching from. Market's moving a bit slower now. Not a lot of good setups here. You can see the last real good setup was all the way back here, and that was at 7:30 this morning. So it's been pretty lame since then, to be honest. Like, you know, and you got to take what you can get, because if you look here, there's a lot of setups today. Like we had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 in the first hour of the open. Like that's pretty sweet price action. There's a couple of almost setups. Like again, that would have been a 6th setup in there if you had a good signal bar. And this one, if you had a good signal bar, would have been a good setup, but I didn't have a good signal bar. So we'll see what we get here. Houston, awesome. Oh, Medford, Oregon, cool. So you're down south from us. Yeah, I'm up near Mount Hood, so we're pretty far from each other. But yeah, Medford, that's cool. I got some friends down in the Ashland area, and I I had one friend who was from Medford, but he doesn't live there anymore. I actually know a few people from there, but they don't live there anymore. So, that's cool. Houston, so it's probably super hot there is my guess. I was talking to some of my family out in Florida, and they said it was pretty hot there, too. Cali, nice. Which part of Cali? Cali's huge, so that could be anywhere. That could be anywhere. I was talking to my buddies in LA the other day, and they were like, they were dying from heat out there. Oh, that's cool. That's cool, GP. Lived in, that's awesome. Yeah, so you know my area then. You know my area. That's cool. I don't think I've seen you in the chat before, so good to have you here. And that's really good stuff. Good stuff. Yeah, you'll start to notice then, if you watch any of my videos that I post where I'm walking in the woods, I do those like videos where I'm walking in the woods with my weighted vest and the steel mace. You'll see that those are just the classic Pacific Northwest, you know, Mount Hood type forests. So you'll get an idea. Man, Welch's to Medford, that's a big change. That's a big change. Waterloo, cool. Waterloo. Dude, whenever I think of Waterloo, I think of what was the movie? Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. Ridiculous 90s movie. It's hilarious when you think of Keanu Reeves playing that character and then like you see what he played afterwards. Yeah. Do not listen to Matt. Just curious. Downtown LA, cool. That's cool. Yeah, that's cool, Javier. So yeah, down there, I have some friends that are down in that area. Yeah, it's been pretty wild, some of the weather that we're getting. My friends in Ashland were saying that it's pretty hot down that way too. I'm good enough. I'm in a higher elevation, so I'm all good where I'm at. Doesn't get that hot here. Gets hot sometimes. Nothing like what anyone else is getting. Trade-offs, right? Because I have like a super wet, gray, cold winter. So we'll see what we get here. This is looking real sideways. You got to consider here. Here, I'm just going to draw a range here. You've got to consider this as a possibility. Some sort of range formed here. This could just be a failed breakout right there, because we're testing this level a few times. Now again, we don't know for sure, because it could also be right here. So this is one of those ones where you have to just be patient and let the price action develop. I don't like that these are just missing the level completely. So that's why I'm thinking that it's probably off of this, and that this is just a little bit of a failed breakout of the range. But again, the high doesn't touch either here, so that's another consideration. Like, is this the range? More like that. We could draw this as a possibility for now, and you have a failed breakout there and a failed breakout there. So we'll give it a second to see what we actually get, but it's pretty congested overall. Not a triple test here that I'd take, because it's just pretty sideways right now. Nothing that's standing out to me as that good. So let's get some more likes going. We got 41 right now. So we just need to get 9 more to hit our goal of 50. Let's do it. We're close. I think we can do it. So everybody, hammer the likes. Let's get it cruising. Let's see if we can break out here and get to 50. And man, we need some more subscribers. We're only at 4781. We're slacking. Trying to get to 4800 today, but we are slacking. Let's see. Nothing that significant there going on. If you have not done so already, you can check out the link tree. It's in the description. It's in the chat as well. There's a free Discord that you can join. You've got our other channels here. You can go to the YouTube. If you go to our YouTube channel, you can find my NinjaTrader tutorial on how I set up my chart with the 2000 tick chart. It's all in there. You can also check out the price action course. It's almost 4 hours long. You can see it there on the screen. And that has actual sections from my paid course. So it's all there for free on YouTube for you to check out. And then we have our paid community, which is here. And this is only $99 a month. This is my full course. everything that I wish I would have had when I started trading. How to trade and do it in just 1 to 2 hours a day, taking 1 to 4 scalp trades just like I do. Like I mentioned earlier, there was 3 trades I took today. Really easy day. And you can see here throughout the session, here and in the paid and in the Discord that you get access to once you join this, I post all the chart setups throughout the session so you can follow along in real time. So you get way more than just a course here, because you actually get a way to follow along in real time so that you're applying the knowledge in real time. So after you go through this entire course and you go through all these sections, you can then apply everything that you're learning. You can also join the calls that we have every week to get questions answered. Those all get recorded and put in here, and they're like a course on their own. Really comprehensive. And those are even better than the course itself, in my opinion, because we watch the live market and apply all the concepts to the live market so that you can learn. And again, you can go back and watch all the recordings as needed. And I use some different tools that make it easy to find what we're talking about. So like, let's say you're struggling with understanding triple tests. You can just check in those videos, and there's like tools that check when we talked about triple tests, and you can go and just watch that section. So there's a lot of really helpful stuff in all of those, and there's hours and hours of video of us talking about everything. The course itself is not overwhelming. Like, it's not like something where there's 100 hours of video. It's broken up so that it's not like super long, and you can get through it. It's meant to be repeated. And one of the cool things that I do that makes it a little different than a lot of other stuff out there is that I have a lot of sections in there about like routines, mindset, personality, things that like get glossed over. It's not just the trading strategy. It's also like the things that are going to keep you consistent and how to apply all those. So it's really meant to be gone through in full and then repeated, which is really nice. So anyway, if you have any questions on it, drop them in the chat. Happy to answer questions about it too. And if you have any questions just about trading in general and what we're doing and the way that we look at this market, put them in the chat. So here we go. We're going to see here. We're going to see here if we can get some kind of a triple test down here now. Because at this point, you've got to look at this like a range. Let's see. Let's see if we can get a few more likes going. We're at 43. We need 7 more to hit our stream goal. Let's go, everybody. Let's go. Can we get to 50 today? Can we do it? Friday we had an all-time stream. Friday was amazing. That was just wild. Like I had so much fun with the stream on Friday. People were having a good time. So Friday was a great stream. I think the summer vibes had really hit everybody on Friday. Today's Monday, but we love Mondays. You know, it's funny, when I remember before I was in trading, I used to like dread Mondays like most people, right? Like I used to have like a regular job and career and everything else, and it was a good career and everything, but I used to hate Mondays back then. Now it's like I love Mondays. I look forward to them so much because I love trading. I love what I do, and it's such a beautiful thing to have a career that you just love doing. I love doing these streams with everybody. It's like funny because on the weekends I'm like, all right, it's great to have the weekend. I love hanging out. But then it's funny, I'm like, man, I miss doing my stream, hanging out, talking to people about trading. Like, it's just such a good time. Of course, I love the balance, and it's good to have time off too. But man, I love Mondays now. Exactly. You know, Project Panic knows. Mondays are awesome. It's a time to get back to it. That's the way I look at it now too. Let's go. Let's get some more likes for Monday. Everybody, if you're feeling good on a Monday, hit the like button. Hit the like button. Let's get cruising. We only need 6 more likes to hit our target. We still need a lot more subscribers to hit our target. We need 18 to hit our target. But you know what? We can do it. We got 5 already on the stream. So we started with 4777 and we're at 4782. So we gained 5 on the stream already. So you know what? Momentum is momentum. This thing could flywheel and we could start cruising. We only need 4 more likes to hit 50. We still need some more. Oh, I got to get the chat ready. Can we do it? Can we do it? I'm getting the chat ready here because I think we're going to hit it. Can we do it? Can we hit the target? Can we hit the target? Man. And by the way, I gotta laugh at shout out to Howard for on Friday. We were going for if anybody is new to this and you weren't here on Friday's stream was hilarious because we were trying to get to an all-time high on likes, right, on Friday. And our all-time high was 68 before that. So we needed to get to 69 to get an all-time high, and it was just hilarious. And when we finally got there, I was like super pumped and and I started shouting. And then Howard captured a screenshot of me right at that moment. So I put it on Instagram and on TikTok just because it was hilarious. So if you follow on Instagram and TikTok, which if you don't, you can find them in the link tree. I posted them on the stories on Instagram and TikTok on that day. So that was pretty funny. So if you guys ever get like a funny stream moment and you want to send it to me, if you ever take like a funny screenshot or something like that, you can send it to me in the free Discord or whatever, and I'll post it on the stories and whatnot. Because I just think it's hilarious when people capture those. Because obviously I'm streaming, so I can't pay attention to that. But it was pretty funny. So he captured the moment we hit 69 likes. And then we just smashed through and we got to like over 80 likes that day. So that was awesome on Friday. We were at it for a while though. I mean, I was streaming for a long time that day. So we only need 2 more likes to get to 50. We only need 2 more. We're so close. Let's see. If you haven't liked it, let's get it cruising. Let's get it cruising. We only need 2 more. I got the chat queued up here. I got the chat queued up. Some people know what's coming. Some people know. What happened to my incense? Did it go out already? That was hot. I almost cursed. Try not to curse. I'm trying not to curse on the stream. Oh, we're at 49. One more. One more. Doing the drum roll here. We need one more. One more. Come on. One more. We're so close. What we need to not have happen is people when they already liked and then they accidentally unlike. We need to watch out for that. But we still just need one more. We're so close. We're so close. Sometimes there's a lag too. So if sometimes I might be the lag on the reporting. Oh no, someone did it. Who done it? Who done it? Who did the like unlike? Who done it? It happened. Oh. Go! Ah. Thanks for getting me to that point. Thanks for getting me to that point, everybody. Love you all. I love those moments. Oh man, too good, too good. Oh no, get us back to the goal. Who unliked? Get us back to the goal. Get us back to the goal. We were at 50 for a second there. It still counts. We still hit 50. We're back. We're back. We're back. Thank you. Thank you. We are back to 50 likes. We hit our goal for the stream. We hit our like goal for the stream. We need to get a subscribe goal. We need to get our subscribe goal still. We still need to get to 4,800. P&L. I'm not posting my P&L. You wildin'. But I already went through all the trades that I took. I took these 3, this blue arrow long, and I took the 2 shorts there, and that's the 3 trades I took today. And then I didn't take the second entry here, didn't take the triple test setup down there, and I didn't take any of these setups over here. Dude, the goal is my favorite. If anybody here is a soccer fan, or if you're in another country and it's football, the rest of the world football, but I'm a huge fan. Even right here, let me show you this actually. I got this. I have never shown this on stream. Right here, you can see. Hold on, the glare is all funky, so let me just see if I can show this. So this is an actual picture of Liverpool, Roberto Firmino, Mohamed Salah, and Sadio Mane. There's also Emery Chan is in there, but this is actually signed by Roberto Firmino, Sadio Mane, and Mohamed Salah. I'm a big, big Liverpool fan, and that was back when that was like my favorite front three that we've ever had. Anyway, I'm a big Liverpool fan. I was telling somebody before, like, I have a bunch of family from Liverpool, England, so I've always been a Liverpool fan. If you're whatever team you support, shout out to you. Shout out to you. Half my family are Everton fans. I feel bad for them. All right, so this is breaking below. So let's draw this off the actual highs and lows, just in case that becomes the range. Oh, sorry to hear that, Matt. That is rough, dude. That is rough. Oh, I didn't even see that, Jeffrey. I didn't actually see that, but I know that when I heard talks about it before, and I mean, is he renewing in Saudi? Is he renewing in Saudi Arabia? I'm just curious if he's renewing that. I didn't see anything about it yet. But pretty wild stuff. What some of those countries are throwing at some of these players is just outrageous to me. Danny, is this going to be a failed breakout? I don't think so. I don't think that this range is really that like reliable here. You can see it doesn't really have very consistent highs and lows. So I drew it as a possibility in case that's what we've formed. But I still think we're trying to come back to this key entry point down here. That's what it looks like to me. So we'll wait and see if if this does become a low or not. We just got to be patient here. We should draw this across. Yeah, I don't see any levels there that this lines up to. Yeah, actually, it's really sad. Diego Jota, he's a Portuguese player. He's from Portugal, and he played for Liverpool. He's one of our center forwards. I love Diego Jota, too. He was such a great guy. And, yeah, he really tragically passed away. Him and his brother, I think they were driving in Spain and got into a car accident. And it was a really tragic loss. He had just been married, like, recently. Like, I think it was, like, he had only been married for, like, a few weeks or something. Has kids and... just really, really sad stuff. I was pretty bummed out by it for like a couple of days and talking to some family about it. But the Liverpool really did some really good things for the family. They agreed to pay his family the remainder of his contract wages. So he still was getting paid, I think, like 180,000 euros a week for the next like 2 years or something. And they're still going to pay that to his family and everything. And just to like try to help out as much as they can, which I think is such a cool thing that they were able to help the family out. But really tragic loss for the family. Let's see. Yeah, for sure. Really sad stuff, man. Just like so messed up. I've actually had a tire blow when I was driving before, and it is really freaky when it happens. I was driving a van. This is like back in the day. I was 17 years old. I was 17 years old driving a van down like a pretty serious road. Like I was on an interstate, so I was driving pretty fast. I was probably driving 70 miles an hour in a van, and my tire blew. And dude, it was so freaky. Like, luckily I don't know. Luckily I happened to be in the right lane near the shoulder, and I like immediately like reacted in a way that was like good because I was only 17. I wasn't the best driver yet, but I was able to pull over and I was fine, and I didn't get injured or anything like that. But man, it was freaky. So it did close back inside this possible range, but this isn't really a key area yet. Like this, again, this was a minor possibility of this range. I still think we're trying to come down to the key entry point. Do we have a possible setup? Yeah, I appreciate that. Appreciate that. I think so, man. I think so. Like, I've had some moments in my life where there's nothing else that could explain it. And, yeah. Yeah, for sure. For sure. I actually talk about it even in my course. Like, part of my routine, like, I have, I have prayer in my routine every single day as part of just like a non-negotiable for me. So yeah, I agree with you. See what happens here. Are we gonna go out? Are we gonna go out? Maybe. I was just drawing this as a possibility. Like, have we formed a slightly wider channel here? It's not really like a very good channel. I'm just drawing it here as a possibility. I like to draw these just in case. And if it like comes back inside here, then it might be in play. So it's worth having those channels sometimes on here. Keeps you on the right side of the market. Keeps you out of taking a long in a spot that might not be a good spot. All right, everybody, welcome. Welcome all the new people. Glad to have you here. So, if you haven't done so already, let's get some likes cruising in the video, in the stream, I mean. We got to our goal of the stream, which was 50. So, let's see if we can get it up to 60 now. Subscriber target is 4,800. We're trying to see if we could break through. We started the stream with 4,777, so we've gained 6. Man, can we get to 4,800? Let's see. So, peace in. Let's see what you said here. You had an accident a few years back. Oh, man. Your son had an accident a few years back. Oh, man, that is super rough. I'm sorry to hear that. But it is amazing. You know, it's amazing. Like, when that happens. I have a cousin who, I remember this. I'll never forget this. He fell asleep while he was driving. Went off the road, through somebody's fence, and smacked a tree, totaled his car. No injury. 0 injuries. Didn't even have a bruise. Literally was just totally fine. And it was an old car too. It was like a 90s, I think it was like a 1992 or 93 like Chevy Corsica, like an old car that wasn't even like very good for crash testing, all that sort of stuff. Like it was a while ago, but I'll never forget it. We're about the same age. He's like a few months older than me. And I'll never forget that. And it was the same idea. Like he just, yeah, car totaled, no injury. Just, you know, it's really wild when stuff like that happens. So this is the ES, the E-mini S&P 500 futures. You can see it up here. ES, 2,000 tick chart. 2,000 tick chart. And yeah, basically, that's what I trade every day. ES 2000 tick chart. If you want to see how I set it up, by the way, just open up the link tree or just go to my YouTube channel. Go to the videos. Whoops, I didn't mean to click on shorts. Go to the videos. Scroll down. And you'll see this video here, which is the Ultimate Ninja Trader tutorial. So this is the how you can set up the chart to look like mine. And then you can see over here, I have this price action full course. I'm moving the mouse like a wild man right now because every time I hover over this, it starts playing. But this full course right here, oh, there it goes. It's almost 4 hours long and it's actual sections from my paid course. So that's where you can learn like the setup of what I'm doing and how I structure things. Of course, there's other videos on the channel that show you some of it too. I'm not sure what you mean there. Very small font. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but anyway, let me know what you mean there. But yeah, anyway. And then if you go here, this is my paid community. It's linked in the description. It's linked in the link tree. And you can go here. You can learn for $99 a month. My whole strategy, everything I do, it's all in here. You can learn in real time with the chart updates. There's a Discord that you get access to. That's more than just the free Discord. There's a paid, we have a Discord channel. Let's see. Could that be considered a breakout, high or low entry on the top of the congestion? I don't see. All right. So this is a question. So you said, would this be, I don't see what you mean by a high or low entry to the top of the congestion. I'm not sure what you actually mean there. This is a breakout of this area, and this channel is probably not really in play. It was just there as a possibility. This is a failed breakout of this level, but it's not a consistent level. Like, it's not a level that I'd take. You need a higher low there, and there's no higher low. You can see this low, this low. There's no actual, like, pullback higher low setup here. You just don't get one. So, I don't see a higher low here. I see a low, double bottom. So this is your failed breakout candle. Then there's this low. There's no high. A higher low for me needs to break below one of these lows and be a higher low than the previous low, which would be this one. So basically what I would need here is like, I'll just use an arrow line. Let's say we had a candle right here that wicked below this one. That would be like a higher low right here. Like if that was like the wick. I can't draw it very well here, but that's what it would be. So this isn't a higher low. This is the low, and it just keeps it going up. So technically each low is higher, but it's not what I would call a higher low. And I teach all that stuff in the course. So I don't, yeah, so probably just a misunderstanding of how the way I use the terminology. By the way, Danny, shout out to you for being number 1 on the leaderboard today. Number 1 on the leaderboard. Shout out to you. You can draw a little possible channel here. It's not a great channel, but it's there. It's a possibility. Let me double check something here. I think I got a message. Need to make sure. Just checking here. Got a quick. All right, there we go. Sorry, I had to look over real quick. Yeah, so Surge, I already talked about this earlier. It's the same time frame I always trade, which is the 2000 tick chart. 2000 tick, you can see it up here. You know, if you click this, you can see all the different options. I use the 2000 tick. You can see minutes, like configure. So every single candle has 2000 trades within it before it prints a new one. And that's what this countdown is. It's counting down from 2000 for every new candle. And that's what I'm trading. So basically what I'm trying to do is wait and see if we get... I use it as a way to see the price action better, right? If you trade like another kind of time frame, like a 1 minute chart or a 5 minute chart, everything that happens within that time frame is just there. So you might have a candle on a 1 minute chart that has 4,000 trades that happened in 1 minute. And then the next candle might have 300. But it's still going to print them as 1 minute candles. So it's harder to see the significance of what's going on. So with these type of charts, they only print as fast as that many transactions happen. So like if you actually go and look at the overnight, this is one thing I love about it. If you look at the overnight, like this candle was at 11 p.m. or so. No, sorry, I got that time stamp wrong. But look at that. It was at the time stamp of 21, right? 21 hours and 8 minutes. The next candle that came after was at 22 hours and 12 minutes. So it took over an hour between these candles to print 2,000 trades, which makes sense because in the overnight, the price action moves super slow. And then this next one was like 30 minutes to print from that other one. So it maybe picked up a little bit. But you can see that, and then like if you go to earlier in the session, like when we opened, this candle was here at 41. This candle took 20 seconds to print after this one, 19 seconds. And then this one took, what is that? 32 seconds. So there you go. Like that's kind of what I'm trying to talk about there. All right, let me pop on a different track. We already listened to this one earlier. On this. All right. So basically the idea there is that the price action prints as fast as the candles print as fast as the price action is actually moving. That's the beauty of tick charts. You can get a lot more information out of them that way, and you can ignore insignificant movement. Because if you get a candle that's a 5-minute candle and there's, you know, it's at a time where the volume is super thin and it looks really bullish, well, what if there's only a tiny amount of transactions in there? Yeah, right now it's about 3 minutes per bar, which because the price is moving pretty slow. This one was actually 4 minutes. This one was 2 minutes from that one. So it's kind of, yeah, it looks like right now I'm getting like around, yeah, probably about 3 minutes per bar is a probably good average. Yeah, so, all right, so this is an interesting debate. So Divi, this is an interesting debate. This comes up a lot of like, are volume bars better than tick bars? Here, there's an interesting question here. I would say this. I would say tick chart is better than volume because the speed at which the transactions are happening has to do a lot with like the market participants that are making trades, how many market participants are involved. Whereas a volume chart, you might have an institution that does some really large order. Like, what if they do an order that is like 500 contracts in one order, and it does move the market, but it's only one participant that makes that one order, and then after that we have a bunch of other participants. Some people would argue that it's significant. Some people would argue that it's not. I think that the number of transactions that are happening is more significant than the volume that's being transacted in there. And if you pull up a volume bar, like if you pull up a volume, like a volume indicator to go with your tick chart, you'll notice that the volume doesn't shift that much on the tick charts. So one thing I found was I used to plot volume at the bottom to go with my tick charts to see like what's going on. But the reality is the volume doesn't really fluctuate that much within the transactions, because you're always going to have a whale who comes in and makes a big transaction, and you're always going to have people who are only trading like one contract. And the reality is like the volume doesn't fluctuate that much per 2000 tick candle, not enough for it to be that significant. And so because of that, I found that the volume, looking at volume wasn't actually that significant to me because it's already implied in the tick chart movement itself. So that's at least my take on it. Some people would argue differently. If you do a volume chart, which we could look at one, maybe it would be kind of fun. Let me try this. I'm gonna duplicate my tab, and I'll change this to I'm gonna change this to a 10,000 volume chart real quick. That's way too small. Let's change it to 1,000 volume. See if we can get it looking something similar. All of my stuff is still in the place. This is a volume chart now. I changed it to 1,000. I haven't back tested to see like what, or sorry, I haven't compared. How many? I just want to look at a spot of the chart. So, and then we'll go back to our tick chart to that same area. All right, so here's the 2000 tick chart. Move down, close outside, another move down. It moves a little sideways. On the 1,000 volume, there's more bars, so I'd probably have to experiment with it. But you can see it's really not that different. Like even my trend lines are kind of fitting in the same spot. And this is 1,000 volume. I don't know what it would take to make it more similar, but some people argue that this is the way that you should look at things. And I'm not saying that it's wrong. Here, I'm going to X out of that. So that's the volume chart. I do think you can trade with volume charts or tick charts. I think you can. But I think that there's like, I guess your mileage may vary would be my answer. I don't want to mess with volume charts because tick charts work so well for me that I like it. And that's the other thing too, is like, if you get a volume bar that's huge because like in the overnight, somebody executes a giant order, right? What does that really tell you? It doesn't tell me a whole lot, like, because it's going to reflect on the tick chart anyway. So anyway, that's the way I look at it, at least. Because the price is still going to move where the price moves. But think of it like this. What if you have a tick chart and there's been like 500 transactions, and then this 501, you get to some crazy bear that just dumps the price and the bar shoots all the way down. But then after that, the next 1,500 or so transactions push the price back up and it finishes in the middle. That's more significant to me before the bar closes than just the bar closing because there was a huge volume and then it ends up reversing anyway. So anyway, good discussion though. Good discussion. I appreciate that. And if you're new here, let's get a few more likes going. We got to our target of 50, but let's see if we can get to 60. So if you're new here, please give us a like and definitely subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 4,800 subscribers today. We're slacking on that, but we're getting there. We're cruising. So let's see. Can we get a few more people subscribing? Can we get a few more? Sorry, I had to respond to something real quick. And welcome, everybody. Welcome. Again, all the information about the strategy and what I do, it's all in the link tree and in the description. You can access from the link tree, you can get access to the free Discord and then all of the paid options for my course and everything else and my community and the real-time learning and all that. It's all in there. And I'm probably going to have to wrap up here soon. I got some stuff I got to go take care of soon. So let's see if we got any more questions, because I'm happy to answer some questions as they come. It does look like we're going to try to make a new high, which we are still waiting for that new high to be made on this channel from over here. We never quite got back to the key entry point that we had drawn. So let's see what we get here. Are we going to break out and get to the highs? Possibly. We'll probably draw this tighter. What's the high? 6307. Where are we at here? One tick below the high. It's classic right there. That's a classic. You gotta love the ES sometimes for those classic moves. All right. Anybody got any other questions or things that they want to cover before we wrap the stream here? Because I'm probably gonna wrap soon here. Thanks everybody who came out today too. Awesome times. Awesome times. If you didn't check out the stream on Friday, I'd say give it a view. There's some really funny moments there, really good times. And then also, we've been posting these stream recaps with like answering some of the questions. So if you can't make it to a stream, check out the videos that we're putting out, the longer videos that we're putting out, because we're taking like some of the top moments from some of the questions that people ask and things like top learning opportunities and throwing those into longer form videos. So we got some of those going. We released one earlier this morning, and we'll have more coming out this week too. Oh, Dominique, you're welcome. You're welcome. And welcome to the chat. Welcome, welcome. So I think we're going to... did that just make a new high? Yeah, we did. We just made a new high. So we actually do have a new high on the day right now by one tick. So new high has been made on this up channel over here. And we're still kind of grinding here. We're still in this up channel. Can't short that. Got to be patient. It's like these are printing so slow that it's like, man, like watching paint dry a little bit right now. But that'll happen at this time of the day. All right, everybody. I think we're going to wrap up the stream here. Thanks for getting us to our like goal. I know we fell short on our subscriber goal, but that's okay. That's okay. Still a really good time. If you haven't done so already, please give it a like and definitely subscribe to the channel. check out everything in the link tree. Check out everything in the description. You can learn about the paid offering here, $99 a month, how you can learn my whole strategy and everything I'm doing, how you can learn it in real time. There's just a short, like 5-minute video on this page talking about what it's all about. So good stuff in there. If you're on the fence about it, well, just ask me questions in the chat or just send me a DM on Discord or something. You can join the free Discord in the link tree. Just be careful in Discord because there's always imposters who pretend to be me, who send people friend requests and DMs. That is not me. Honestly, it's gotten to the point that it's ridiculous. There's even somebody who created a fake TikTok account and used bots to inflate all their numbers, and they're DMing people that follow me and pretending to be me. It has gotten so ridiculous. So ridiculous. All right. Thanks, Danny. Thanks, everybody. I will be back tomorrow, same time as always. We stream every day at the same time. Every weekday, I mean, at the same time. So I'll see you all tomorrow. As soon as this stream ends, I will set up the next one so that you have it and you can, mark your notifications. But thanks, everybody. I appreciate you all. I will see you all soon. Take care, everyone.